We're talking about who's the greatest basketball player of all time. And in order to get to that, you have to hit those 5 marks. If you're winning championship, if you're winning finals MVP, if you're winning scoring title, if you're winning defensive player of the year, if you're winning those awards, now all of a sudden you go into a different echelon of all-time greatness. Michael Jordan, a 6'6" guard, did it 4 times.
That's important to point out. And as you said, this is just a single season where one human being has achieved 4 of the 5 GOAT criteria. Now, we're going to do an exercise here. Again, that was a single season. What if we opened it up to people that have achieved 4 of the 5 GOAT criteria over their entire careers? You would think a floodgate of great players would come in, but it's only 5 more people. Kobe, Wilt, Durant, James, and Robinson. Your thoughts?
This is where you start talking about some of the most explosive players that ever played in the NBA. And think about it. Of this criteria now, only 9 basketball players to ever wear the Jerry West logo on their chest have been able to achieve 4 of these 5 categories at some point in their career. At some point in their career. That is outstanding for the players involved.
It's also important to point out that players like Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell didn't have the opportunity to win some of these awards. But, Jalen, there's one human being standing on this planet over the course of history that has actually achieved all 5 of the GOAT criteria over the course of their career. And it's not going to be a surprise exactly who that is. That is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. But it's not just the fact that he did it, it's the quantity of times that he's done it. Take a look at this, Jalen. Your thoughts?
Sometimes I dream that he is me. Not only did he achieve all 5 at some point of his career, Jacoby, it ain't like Defensive Player of the Year where he just did it once. He was the scoring champion 10 times. In 6 of those years, his team won the championship. The scoring champion who also won the championship that year. Michael Jordan was the finals MVP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. His team won the championship. That means each time he was the dominant force. Oh, also he won 5 MVPs. And so when you start talking about the GOAT, Michael Jordan has been able to achieve things in the statistical era that are just unmatched, and the volume and the quantity is outstanding.
Some arguments don't cool off with time. They mutate, they harden, they turn personal. And no debate in sports history does that more violently than Michael Jordan versus LeBron James. This isn't just basketball chatter anymore. This is identity. This is pride. This is generational warfare. It's the kind of topic that can derail Thanksgiving dinner, start shouting matches in barbershops, and turn comment sections into war zones. And the wild part, LeBron himself helped light the match. When he was asked about the GOAT debate years ago, he smiled, sidestepped it, showed love to Jordan, wore 23 like a badge of respect, and refused to grab the crown outright. That moment mattered more than people realize. He didn't take the throne. He suspended it in midair and let the world tear itself apart over who deserves it. And that's exactly what happened. For decades now, the argument has gone in circles. One side screams rings. The other screams stats. People argue eras, teammates, coaches, rule changes. Everybody brings facts. Nobody settles anything. Until one voice cut through the noise and reframed the entire conversation. Jalen Rose didn't argue emotion. He didn't argue nostalgia. He laid out a cold, ruthless filter, 5 pillars that don't care about excuses or context. Scoring titles, championships, league MVPs, finals MVPs, defensive player of the year. 5 checkpoints, no loopholes, no sympathy. And when you run NBA history through that filter, something uncomfortable happens. Legends start falling off. Kareem doesn't clear it. Russell doesn't. Magic doesn't. Bird doesn't. Kobe doesn't. Even LeBron, the king of longevity, the Iron Man of a league, comes up short. Only one name survives all 5 tests. Michael Jordan. That's why this isn't just another recycled GOAT debate. This is the game putting itself on the witness stand. And once you walk through each pillar, one by one, it stops feeling like opinion and starts feeling like a verdict. Start with scoring, the most sacred act in basketball. No matter the era, no matter the system, The game still comes down to one thing. Can you put the ball in the hoop when everyone knows you're trying to? And nobody ever did that like Jordan. 10 scoring titles. Not over a lifetime. Over a stretch of pure terror. Defenses built entire game plans around stopping him, and still failed. This wasn't just about volume. It was inevitability. Over 30 points per game for his career, the highest average the league has ever seen. Jordan didn't score quietly. He broke spirits. Every fadeaway felt final. Every drive felt personal. Defenders weren't competing, they were surviving. Now yes, LeBron is the all-time leading scorer, and passing Kareem is historic. That matters. But context matters more. LeBron has one scoring title in more than 2 decades. He's never owned scoring the way Jordan did. LeBron's greatness is versatility, longevity, all-around dominance. Jordan's greatness was rule by force. And here's the detail people gloss over. In 6 of the seasons Jordan led the league in scoring, he also won the championship and finals MVP. That's not balance. That's annihilation. LeBron has the numbers. Jordan had the crown. Longevity versus inevitability. And when it comes to scoring titles, that pillar leans hard in one direction. Then come championships, the currency that never depreciates. Stats fade. Awards blur. Rings don't lie. Jordan went to the finals 6 times and walked out with 6 rings and 6 finals MVPs. Perfect record. No Game 7s blown. No consolations. No explanations needed. Every finals run ended the same way. Jordan standing at the center of it all. LeBron's 10 finals trips are impressive, but 4 wins tell a different story. Swept early. Outplayed in moments. Outmatched by dynasties. Consistency got him there. Conquest finished Jordan's job. Look at the careers Jordan erased. Barkley, Malone, Stockton, Peyton. All-time greats whose legacies have Jordan-shaped scars on them. LeBron faced super teams, true, and lost to them. Jordan didn't allow any super team of his era to write history. That's the gap. Getting there versus owning the stage. Jalen Rose's championship pillar wasn't about appearances. It was about perfection under pressure. And 6 for 6 is pressure-proof. MVPs come next, the seasons where dominance becomes law. On paper, this one looks close. Jordan with 5, LeBron with 4. But eras matter. Jordan won MVPs while sharing the league with Magic, Bird, Hakeem, Barkley, Malone, monsters who could have owned the spotlight in other timelines. And still, voters kept circling back to Jordan. Not because it was trendy, but because it was unavoidable. And let's be real, voter fatigue cost him more. Even players admitted it. When you're too dominant for too long, people get bored of greatness. LeBron's MVPs came in defined peaks, moments when he was clearly the best. But there was always conversation. Always another name in the room. With Jordan, the debate wasn't who was best, it was whether voters were brave enough to say it again. That's the difference between defining a moment and consuming a decade. Finals MVPs take it even further. This is the throne itself. Regular seasons build hype. Playoffs build legends. Finals create immortality. Jordan didn't just win Finals MVP, he monopolized it. 6 finals. 6 trophies. No teammates splitting credit. From the switch hand layup to the shrug game to torching Barkley's Suns to the flu game to the last shot, every finals run ended with Jordan's signature stamped on history. LeBron's finals MVPs matter, especially 2016, but for every crown he wore, there were finals where someone else held it while he watched. Jordan never watched. He finished. And then there's defense, the pillar people rush past because it doesn't trend. In 1988, Jordan won the scoring title, MVP, and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season. That has never been duplicated by a perimeter player. 35 points a night while guarding the toughest matchup, leading the league in steals and terrorizing passing lanes. LeBron was elite defensively in his prime, but close is in history. Jordan didn't conserve energy. He applied pressure. That's why Jalen Rose included this pillar. Because it separates great from complete. And when you line them all up, scoring titles, championships, MVPs, finals MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year, only one player checks every box. LeBron has the greatest career arc. Kobe had unmatched obsession. But greatness isn't longevity. It isn't beauty. It's domination without debate. Jordan never asked for the title. He never chased approval. The game handed it to him. History locked it in. You can argue in the comments. You can argue in real life. You can argue for the next 20 years. But the throne isn't moving. And that's the part nobody wants to accept.